I have a feeling if you're going to school, even trying to go to school with a child, that says a lot about you. So I think you'll be okay. All right. So, because I got 2, and I'm going to be honest with you. I don't see how these people have 3 or 4 children. Oh, hell to the no.
Me either.
No way.
One's good for me.
Hell, I can barely take 2.
I want to wait till I'm married.
All
One
right.
is enough.
All right, we got some questions to go over. Let me pull them up. And we will go over them. And I hope the person that sent them in doesn't get beat up by the rest of y'all. Because I know they're not supposed to send in questions. That's the opposite of what the weaned on a pickle crowd wants. All right, 109. Let me put them in order. Oh, well, I don't have to put them in order. 1.4, 15/6. 1.4, 15/6. 1.4, 15/6. Now, a lot of you are probably saying, well, what's all those numbers? Well, I'm going to show you. Let me write down the problem first. Parallel, I'm going to do parallel and perpendicular both so we can get 2 out of 1. They want to know parallel through the point -6 and 3 of the line 3x minus 7y minus 5 is equal to 0. This is kind of like the problem we did. I think we did 2 of these the other day, correct? Yes, no, maybe.
I'm not sure.
We did 2 of these. All right, first of all, you put the 3x minus 7y plus minus 5 over here. 3x minus 7y minus 5 is equal to 0. Now, what do you do with this before you even get started? Solve for what?
Y.
Solve for y. Thank you for being brave. I know you're not supposed to talk in here, but thank you. So -7y is equal to -3x plus 5. In fact, I think this problem is really close to the one we did, because I remember a 7 being in the slope. Divide by -7, divide by -7, divide by -7, because y'all remember me telling y'all that since the fraction is developing, that you'll probably quit. So y is equal to 3/7 x minus 5/7. Y'all check my algebra and make sure that's what y'all got. So I'm going to take a red magic marker so it'll stand out. And I'm going to put down here, m is equal to 3/7. And that's in red because it needs to stand out. So here we're going to do, we'll do parallel in, we'll do parallel in blue. And we'll do perpendicular in green. And of course, somebody is going to say, or somebody is going to ask themselves, well, Hubert, you don't have to do perpendicular. This is called doing extra. Okay? It's called doing extra. Why would you want to do extra?
To get it right, to do it the right
to get more what? Practice. Yeah. So I do both, so that way.
Not be lazy.
Yeah.
I sent in a
for the
perpendicular one
LADers,
too.
some of the LADers don't like that.
I sent in a perpendicular one.
I'm sorry, what?
So I sent in both types of problems, so this is good for me.
You like this?
Yes. I
Okay,
sent in
good.
one parallel and one perpendicular.
Good. So that's why I do both. Thank you, Miss Taylor, for speaking. Thank you. I hope nobody beats you up. All right. So what is this M going to be? What's the blue M going to be? And don't say you don't know, because we went over this yesterday.
The same.
Look at your third page, or it should be on your third page. Parallel lines, the slopes are what?
The same.
I'm sorry, what?
The same.
Okay, I think you said the same.
Yeah.
I hope that's what you said. It sounded like, no, that's what it sounded like to me. I think you said the same. Equal, they're equal. And this is x of 1 and y sub 1. So what do we have with the blue now? We've got a point and a what?
A negative point.
We've got a point and a what?
A front,
We've got a point and a, what's the M stand for?
Slope.
So you use the point slope equation. And plug and chug. Now over here in the green, what do the slopes have to be to have a perpendicular line? Okay, now I've got y'all communicating. Now I need y'all to articulate. All right, because one, your computer is kind of muffling yourself. So everything you say sounds like this. Okay, so you're going to have to articulate.
yeah, the slopes of perpendicular ones are opposite.
They're the opposite reciprocal. Yes, the opposite sign and the reciprocal. Thank you. So that would be negative 7/3.
Yep.
And now you've got x of 1, y sub 1. So you got a point and a slope. You use the point slope equation. All right, I'm going to give everybody about a minute to do both of these. And get it down to y is equal. Miss Taylor took care of that bed hair this morning. She rumpled that up.
Am I like the only one that's showered in here? Damn.
I think you're the one, there's only one in the dark. There's 3 or 4 in the dark. So,
I make my bed, shower,
Mr.
everything
Scanley,
before class.
we expect that from you so we can see the exorcist.
I have to take 3 kids to school before this, so this is the best I can do.
Oh my gosh, you are kidding me. Miss Human, you got your partner right there.
That's
She's got
what I
kids
was
too.
about to say. You might be the only one that had time to shower, but you might not have other responsibilities in your life other than that.
Yeah, I don't have kids, thankfully.
Yeah, guys,
But for
you
you,
should not get
my
married
child's a
until you're
blessing.
28 to 35. That should be another amendment to the Constitution. Men should not get married until they're 28 years old.
Especially if you act like that.
What?
Said especially if you act like that.
Yeah, men should not get married because they're stupid until they're 28. And then some grow out of it, but some cruise the mall at 40. So it's really sad.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to draw my parentheses because I need to, because I suck at algebra. I'm saying that, for people that might suck at algebra. Brackets, x minus parentheses. Y minus parentheses equals parentheses times x minus parentheses. And here, I'm going to plug in a 3. Here, I'm going to plug in a negative 6. And here, I'm going to plug in 3 over 7. Here, I'm going to plug in a 3. Here, I'm going to plug in a negative 6. And here I'm going to plug negative 7 over 3. And now you just solve for y. Three sevenths x plus 18 over 7. That's a plus, but that negative is going to make this negative 42 over 3. And I know that's reducible. I'll reduce it in just a second. I'm just making sure everybody understands what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can get this resolution a little bit higher. It's a little bit better. I don't have to do, that's about the only, that's better for this problem. Now, y is equal to 3 sevenths x plus 18 over 7. I think we did this problem. I remember 21 over 7. If we didn't do this problem, we did one like it. And y is equal to 3 sevenths x. 18 plus 21 is 39. Somebody help me out. 39?
Yes, it's 39.
Now that's the answer to the homework question because they wanted parallel. So that's the answer to the homework question. Let's finish this one. 42 over 3 is dang old 14, isn't it?
Yes.
Whoever's answering me, I sure do appreciate it because I'm not looking at you when you're talking. So I appreciate it. I just hope nobody messes with you after class. Bring over the 3.
I don't think they will.
And that's negative 7/3 x minus 11, I think.
I believe so.
There you go. It must be Mr. Bostic. Is that Mr. Bostic? I'm going to leave that up for a few seconds because I still see people writing. But that should be good enough. Question, gripe, complaint. So let's go back. I still see people kind of writing, so I'm going to leave it for another couple of seconds. All right. So let's type it in and let's see if we feel good about ourselves so we don't have to put smokestacks on my truck. Oh, there's the answer right there. Well, it may not be the answer. It may be close to the answer.
Or squat some 16-year-old piece of garbage.
Yeah, there you go. 39 over 7. So I'm going to change that 5 to a 39 over 7. We are winners. So you wasn't too far off, Miss Taylor. But close only counts in hand grenades and horseshoes. So, but I give you an A for effort. Next question. Why the numbers? I forgot to tell you the numbers. The numbers like 1.427, if you turn into your book on the homework for 1.4, this question will look like number 27. if you turn into your online homework, it's like number 11. So when I write down the question, I write down 1.4, that's the chapter, the section, the book homework problem, and the online homework problem. So this one, I'll write it down, 1.4, number 27 in the book, 1.4, number 27 in the book, and number 11 online. Okay, the function, blah, 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 compute the average rate of change. What is average? What's another word, some of you science people, for that right there? Anybody want to take a stab at it?
Slope.
Good job. I heard somebody murmur slope, I think, in some kind of Sleestack's voice. Slope. You say slope. You don't say slope. Okay? Slope. Average rate of change is another word for slope. So y is equal to x squared, and we want to find the slope from -8 to -5. X is equal to -8 and x is equal to 5. I think that's what they want. -8 and -5. So I'm going to draw it because we all know what x squared looks like. We all know that x squared looks like a parabola. And 0, 0, 1, -1, 1, 2, and 4, 3, and 9, so there's our parabola. X is equal to -8. Well, -8 is going to be way the heck up here somewhere. I don't know why they give you numbers that are way off. So -8 is going to be way up here. So I'm going to start over. Just give me a second. Let me see if I could do this the way I want to do it. -8, so I'm going to, and -5. So I'm going to have to kind of do it like this. And kind of draw it like that. And let's say -8 is right here. And -5 is right here. They want to know the slope of that line between those 2 points. So that's what they want. Now, for some of you, this is called the secant line. And for those of y'all that take my 130, whenever I offer it, I think I offer it. Yeah, one semester, I can't remember. When you bring this point down, the secant line turns into the tangent line, and that's the basis for calculus. So let's go over here, and let's do m is equal to delta y over delta x, which is equal to y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Oh, well, this is a piece of cake. All we got to have is points, right? We just got to have 2 points. Well, we have 2 points, but we don't have, we got x, but we don't have what? That's called a cue. That means I'm cueing you to talk. Okay, I'm going to do it again. Part of communication.
We're going to have to ask you to settle down.
But I know y'all trying to settle down. I know. We have X, but we don't have what?
Y.
And somebody tell me how we get Y.
Gotta solve
Plug
for
and
it.
what?
X. And slope.
Plug and chug.
Yeah.
So Y is equal to -8 quantity squared, which is 64. And Y is equal to -5 squared, which is 25. All right, now I've given you what you need. Go to it. I have faith. Y'all will overcome. I didn't put my dadgum timer. What time is this class over? This class is over at
11:40.
11:40, 10:30 to 11:30. That give me time, so an hour. Put an hour in here. An hour and 5 minutes.
Got the
I'll still
slope.
have time. That'll give me what, 9 minutes to finish class?
I found the slope of it.
Good job. I am proud.
Negative.
Y sub 2.
13.
Which way do we read? We read from left to right. That's the way we've been reading for 12 years, isn't it? So x sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2. So my 25 is right here. My 64 is right here. My -5 is right here. My -8 is right here. So somebody tell me what 25 minus 64 is. Dang old 39. Somebody check me out.
Yeah, it's
-39. And -5 plus 8 is what? 13?
13, yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm thinking out loud. -5 plus 8 is 3. I was getting ahead of myself. So what's the slope?
-13.
Now, some people don't get -13 because they don't use parentheses because parentheses, that's beneath them. But they got the wrong answer. So you might want to fix that. Let's see if -13 is the answer.
Yes.
Look there. So that means the people that didn't use parentheses, your
Oh,
answer is
wow.
wrong. So you might want to start using parentheses, even if they are beneath you. All right. Question, gripe, complaint. So what did we learn here? Average rate of change is a 25-cent word for what?
Slope.
Slope. Don't you love how y'all are learning so much in here?
Yes.
Next question. Well, it's communication. You send questions, you learn. All right. No, we sit in a corner and we don't say anything. 1.4 and eat Tide Pods. 0.33/13. Oh, yeah. This is a test question. And I'm going to tell you, all three of these test questions, all three of these homework questions are test questions. And this one, you're going to get about 5 or 10 of these on the test. And we talked about difference quotient, correct? Have we talked about the difference quotient?
I believe we have.
Difference quotient is another 25-cent word for the what? Just like we said in the previous problem. 25-cent word for the what? for the slope. So I'm going to write my first part. This is where I used all my colors. F of x plus h. And I'm going to write everything down before I show you my whiteboard. So just chill out. Minus f of x over h. And they give us, in black, f of x is equal to negative 13x plus 42.
F of x equals 0, doesn't it?
And there is our problem. So orange gets a big set of brackets. Blue gets a big set of brackets. All over H. So I'm going to redraw my equation using a big set of parentheses. So negative 13 parentheses plus 42. And f of x is negative 13x plus 42. And I'm going to highlight that negative. Why am I going to highlight that subtraction symbol?
Because it's important.
It will mess you up. It is very important. It'll mess you up as far as the answer. You'll do 90% of the problem correct, but you'll get the answer wrong because of that
You have
negative.
the wrong sign.
Yep. And what do we plug into this spot right here?
X plus h.
And I'm going to do it in red. I don't do much in red, but I'm going to do it in red because you're plugging that into that. All right, get to work because nothing else is algebra. All this is algebra. Get to work. I'll give you a minute. 59:04, so I'm going to give you a minute. And if you can't do it, we'll just write it up as failure. Right, Miss Garcia? How's your puppy dog?
He's drugged up right now. He's not doing so hot.
He doesn't have his balls anymore. I feel bad for him.
Bless his heart.
Yeah. He's a trooper, though.
Good. What's his name?
His name is Mac.
Matt. Yeah, you told me. After the truck.
Yeah.
Or like Max
I got a
Verstappen.
nephew called Matt. Somebody is talking, and I hope you get a new microphone or you articulate better, because I don't know if you're talking to us or if you're talking to somebody in your room, okay? Because it's...
It might be me. My laptop's not like right in front of me.
Yeah, I think you need a new microphone, Mr. Bostic. You need to get... That's what I need. I need to get one of those headsets so I can look like a DJ. That's what I need to do.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Was it today that you said you had to end class at 11 to go do something?
Thank you, Miss McGee.
You're
So I
welcome.
need to shut my... I don't know if I should thank you or if you're telling me that you don't want to be in here. I don't know which one it is, Miss McGee, but I'll think it's you're trying to help, okay?
Yeah, I'm just trying to
I hope
remind
it's not
you.
the other. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, I have to do a training on Teams at 11 o'clock, so thank you. Let me cancel this and change it to 25 minutes. Is that about right? 20, let's go with 20 minutes. And that fits because we don't have really anything to do, because tomorrow, since nobody else sent any questions, we basically just do the review tomorrow. So I'm going to put it for, what did I say, 20 minutes? There we go. All right. Thank you, Miss McGee. Miss McGee, I might probably asked you that. Where are you from? Where's your family from?
My dad's from Miami. My mom's from Michigan.
Okay, your dad's, that's interesting about your dad from Miami because the McGee's around here, and there is a ton of them. They don't spell their name with a H.
Yeah, a lot of people don't.
Yeah. Just like McClure's, they all spell their name with 2 C's, but there's a branch of them up north that spell it without the big C. They put a big L. So I probably told you that. I'll shut up. All right, so negative 13x minus 13h plus 42. All right, watch this now. I'm going to take a pink marker and I'm going to put 2 negatives, or I'm going to put a positive here and a negative here, because that negative changes these 2 signs. Oh, you know, I go through so much for y'all. Changing all these is just, it's really tiring. All these colors. I guarantee you somebody's out there bitching about it. I wish he'd just write in black. There you go. Now, what happens when you use the difference quotient? What happens if you do everything correctly? What happens to the non-H terms? A lot of them. What happens to them?
They cancel.
They cancel. Thank you, sir. 13x cancels. 42's cancel. And you're left with negative 13. So your answer to this question is negative 13. And that is a test question. So Miss Taylor, you did a good job with your questions because you answered, you sent 3 good test questions. So let's punch in negative 13. Let's see what happens. Oops. Negative 13, and we feel good about ourselves. So we don't have to put on too much makeup and look like a Oompa Loompa. Guys, Oompa Loompas run the other direction because they are psychotic. Question. Well, that's all our homework questions. So let's go over. Let's see. Let's look at the handy dandy test, and we'll do it tomorrow also. But I'll give you all the rules and everything tomorrow. When it starts, when it stops, how much time you got, and all that. We'll go over all that tomorrow. But let's just pull some questions off the test, and that'll be kind of our finishing up class today. We're not going over the test. We're just using some questions. Tomorrow, we will go over the test. I'm just using some questions. All right, there's a question. We did that at the beginning of chapter 2, which was linear equations. So let's do that one. And the only reason I'm starting with such a simple question is there's a lot of people out there that suck at this. So x minus 3/4 equals 4x plus 1/2. Now, what am I going to multiply through by to do this problem?
4.
We'll multiply by 4. Now, since I know that there's people out there that suck at fractions, I'm going to write a baby step in here for you. And I'm going to multiply everything by 4 over 1. So 4 over 1, 4 over 1, 4 over 1, 4 over 1. And x over 1 minus 3 over 4 times 4x over 1 plus 1/2. And this comes out to be 4x minus 3 equals 16x plus 2. Which one's the smallest bucket? 4x. I'm going to take it across the river and take the 2 across the river. Minus 6 is equal to what? 12x? X is equal to negative 1/2.
Wouldn't it be -5 instead of -6?
Yeah, thank you. 3 plus 2 is not 6. I suck. Thank you, whoever corrected me. Thank you. Miss McGee, do you leave up your Christmas lights all year long? I'm kidding.
Those are just LED lights.
I know, I'm just messing with you. They're purple. They're pretty. So -5/12. So we punch that in. And I have the capability of checking test questions. You don't. We got it right. So let's move on to the next question. All right, there we go. We haven't done one of these. We did 2 or 3 of them. We did one of them. We did one of each the other day. So I want you to write these down. We got to eliminate one. Which do you think I'm going to eliminate, X or Y? That means I want somebody to pick one. Look at it. Which one am I going to get rid of, X or Y?
Y.
Y.
Y. Good job. 2x minus 5y is equal to 7. And 7x plus 5y is equal to 2. Now, remember, when you're doing elimination, you want to look for 2 things. You want to look for opposite signs and equal coefficients. This one has both, so you don't have to do any work. All you got to do is just start eliminating. So you got to add the 2 together. And 2x plus 7x is 9x. What happens to the y terms? Time for the red pen. They cancel. Equals 9x is equal to 1. Back substitute. I don't care which one. 2 times 1 minus 5y is equal to 7. Negative 5y is equal to 5. Y is equal to -1. Therefore, these 2 lines intersect at 1 and -1. Now, of course, you could check that with a calculator by punching these in, solving for y and punching them in and seeing if they intersect at 1 and -1. Or you could do substitution, but on a test, I would probably suggest checking on a calculator with a graphing utility. All right. So we got 1 and -1. 1 and -1. And we feel good about ourselves. I'm watching the clock. All right, let's do that one. I would clear the fractions first. 3x plus 1 less than negative 4x over 3 plus 3. What do you need to multiply through by to clear the fraction?
3.
Good job. Somebody listened. Or somebody already knew. Multiply by 3. That's going to give you 9x plus 3 less than negative 4x plus 9. This is the smallest bucket. Take it across the river. Take the 3 across the river. And we get 13x less than 9 minus 3 is what? 6?
Yes.
And x is less than, I don't know why I just did that. 6 over 13. Remember what I told you. Always graph it. This is positive infinity arrowhead. This is negative infinity arrowhead. 0, 1, negative 1. This is about 1/2, so I'm going to put 6/13 right about here. Put an open circle. What numbers are less than, wait a minute, let me go back to the question, see if it says integers. Okay, I don't see anything that says integers. Okay, so it means all numbers. So what numbers are less than 6/13? Somebody tell me what side? Less, left, right?
Left. Yes.
So set builder notation is pretty simple. All you got to do is just rewrite the problem. Put braces, put x such that, and then rewrite this. X is less than 6/13. Interval notation, we read from left to right. So tell me, read the blue region from left to right. Somebody read it out loud.
Negative infinity is less than 6/13.
Okay, Autumn, there is no drinking bottles in the class. We don't know what's in that bottle. She might be red solo and cup early. All right,
No,
so here we
not
go.
formula.
The solution as an inequality, I don't know. I guess they want x is less than 6 over 13. The solution in interval notation is parentheses, negative infinity, comma, 6/13, close parentheses. Horse pucky. 6/13. And which one of these? Let me bring it down a little bit. All right, so ours, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm looking for 6. It's not this one. It's not these with the brackets. So let's use a little bit of deduction here. Show you a trick I learned in the war, if it ever comes up. Try it again. There we go. Let's see. I'm going to mark through this one. Why am I marking through that one? Well, that's got a bracket. That's got a bracket. This is greater than. This is greater than. This is greater than, and a bracket. So now it's either alpha, echo, or hotel? Which one is it?
H.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I believe it's hotel. So we take our handy dandy mouse and click on hotel and check answer. We are winners. And let me get rid of this. There we go. Okay, let's do this one to close out because we only got like 4 minutes. I'll blow it up. Hold on, divas. Hold on. I'm getting there. There you go. 4x plus 8y is equal to 16. 15x plus 2y is equal to 12. Somebody tell me what I did that was different. What did I do? What did I do different from the way the problem's written?
We
I
accidentally
wrote it
showed
in XY terms. Okay, I wrote it in XY terms because elimination, you have to have the X and the Y's on the left side or on the same side. Because I don't want to say you have to have them on the left side because that would be like Jody having to be on the left side of the seesaw. It doesn't have to be on the left side. It can be on the right side. Okay, so do we have opposite signs? Yes or no? No. Do we have the same coefficients? No. So we're going to have to work here. Does anybody have any idea which one I am more inclined to get rid of, X or Y, in this problem?
Y.
Why do you say Y?
Or no, X. That's or no, Y is smaller.
Okay, I have no idea what he just said, but I think I heard the word smaller.
Yes,
Okay.
Y is smaller.
Okay, you got smaller terms, and 2 is easily divisible into what? 8. 15 and 4, they suck because 4 doesn't go into 15 and 15 is not a multiple of 4. So if you like whips and chains, then knock yourself out. But I don't think you want to fool with the 4 and the 15. So I'm going to deal with the 2 and the 8, and I'm going to multiply the bottom by a negative 4. Now, why did I pick negative 4? Watch and see. So 4x plus 8y is equal to 16. And then I'm going to write in pink, negative 4 times 15 is what, 60?
yes.
Minus 8y equals negative 48. Now, what did I just turn my problem into now?
Elimination.
Crap. Hold on a second. I just screwed up and hit the wrong button. I suck. Okay, what did I just turn my problem into? Same what? Same coefficients, opposite what? Sides. And therefore, the 8's cancel. Four minus 60 is negative 56x. And 16 minus 48, I have no earthly idea. Dang old 32. Somebody help me out.
32.
What was it again?
16 minus 48.
Yes.
And now divide by negative 56. And x is equal to 4 will go into both of these. So will 8. 2/3. Somebody help me out. See if you get 2/3. Somebody calculate this. What do you get? Do you get 0.67? 0.6666?
Let me see.
Oh my Lord, I'll
It's
do it
4/7.
myself. What?
4/7.
0.47?
4/7.
4/7. Okay, I was off. My bad, because 56. I never was able to do 56 multiplication tables. They always miss me. I always want to do 56 and 42 together. All right, anyway, that's that. You back substitute into one of these and get Y. All right, we got to shut her down. I got to check the roll right quick. Let me do that right quick. Of course, they probably shut me out, but let me see if they logged me out. I don't believe they did. I don't believe it. But tomorrow, they'll log me out. There's nothing